Welcome back. All right. We're gonna be looking at this garbage Politico magazine and this sad excuse of an article. This should be barely past as news, and this is just terrible. So I sat on the other side of Stephen Mueller's first wall, or Stephen Miller. Sorry, I said Mueller because Robert Mueller is all in my head. Stephen Miller's first wall. It was third grade, and things got messy. This article gave me a real nice laugh. There's only a few points that I really wanted to put in to it so you guys could see. I would like you guys to go check out this article yourself if you want a good laugh. But it's pretty long. Or I don't know. It's not long, but it's for as bad as it is, it feels pretty long. And it was published on June 22nd by John F. Mueller. See, isn't that's why I got confused, because you got a Mueller here and you got a Miller there, you know. And so let's see. I don't know where this starts. Okay, so I guess it starts right over here. It was the year he sat next to me in third grade. It's hard to say how much a kid's behavior in third grade can really tell you about the inner workings of his soul, and surely the well-documented indicators of Miller's alt-right beginnings in the middle school, high school, and college have less impressionistic connections to his current behavior. But here is what I remember. Alt-right, man. I can't believe that's still a thing. People still think that's a thing, man. Oh man, here we go. Because of our last names, Stephen and I shared a desk. We were not friends, though we weren't exactly enemies either. Our teachers, Miss Fisk, had the class write stories each week with vocabulary words, and sometimes she let us read them aloud. I wrote a series of stories about a mixed-up chicken named Jeremy. I felt proudest that year when I got to read my stories in class and they made the other kids laugh. I don't even get that. What does he mean, mixed-up chicken? What does that mean? I mean, I know he's probably 8 years old, but mixed up chicken, I don't know what that means. All right, we'll continue. It was difficult to make Stephen laugh. I found him difficult to reach at all, and so it seemed I did most everyone else. He was frequently distracted, vacillating between total disinterest in everything around him, my stories, of course, included, and complete obsession with highly specific tasks that could only be performed alone. He especially was obsessed with tape and glue. Along the midpoint of our desk, Stefan laid down a piece of white masking tape, explaining that it marked the boundary of our sides and that I was not to cross it. The formality of it struck me as odd. I was a fairly neat kid, at least at school, and I had never spread my things to his side of the desk. Stefan, meanwhile, could not have been much messier. His side of the desk was sticky and peeling, littered with scraps of paper, misshapen erasers, and pencil nubs. Now this is written like a third grade children's book, as if like trying to teach me not to be messy, you know. I could just imagine the artwork. I should write a children's book of this. If this adhesive division kept Stefan on his side of the desk, I was all for it, as unfriendly as it seemed, but instead the tape became an attractive nuisance. Stephen picked it. I don't know if it's Steven or Stefan, so you might hear me pronounce it two different ways. I'm just going to go with it. Stephen picked at it with his fingernails, methodically, in a mixture of, oh man, we ain't even going there, and what seemed like channeled hostility. This process of, dude, these words, effacement, fuck me, left a thin layer of sticky grime, not altogether dissimilar from the rest of Stephen's desk. Stephen rubbed his fingers over his layer of grime, rolling it into a little gray pellets until it, too, was gone. Then he applied a new piece of tape, along with a renewed warning that I was not to cross it. Don't rinse, but do repeat, for months. And I guess here's a nice little picture of these third graders. Hey, Mighty Ducks, let's go. Woot woot. These kids all look nice. I don't know which one is which, but they all look nice. Miller is in the third row, second from left, in black. Third row, second from left. So that's Miller. he looks He looks like he's stoned in third grade. Now I might understand a little bit about this article. He does look like a little kid that's separated, but still, this is just a garbage article. This shouldn't be considered news. When Stephen wasn't picking at the tape, he was playing with glue. He liked to pour it into his hands, forming grime-tinted glaciers in the valleys of his palms. Glue thusly in hand, he developed his deepest powers of concentration to watch these pools harden. The first sign would be a rippling on the surface as it formed a winter gale. This would produce a precarious moment as Stephen's urge to stick a finger into the firmly layer became palpable, and his immobilized palm began to tire. Invariably, Stephen succumbed to his urge before the glue fully hardened, at which point the prior game transformed into a new one, the game of spreading still, viscous glue across the remainder of his hand. Then, once the glue dried, he picked it off in long strips, the glue pulling the skin on his palm outward as he tugged it with his other hand, the skin snapping back into place when each strip broke off. So this is supposed to make me not like the guy because in third grade he was playing with glue. I don't know about you, but when I had an obsession with glue up until like the 5th grade. Everyone loved glue, you know. Every time you did arts and crafts or art class, you always got the glue stuck on your hands and you would always peel it off. What are you gonna do? Just leave it there? Come on, man. Still, the sticky adhesive beneath the strips of glue remained on his palm, so Stefan rubbed his hands together to produce more little gray pellets, which he collected and rolled together into a mound. This, in turn, was used to blot at the thereby clean, or perhaps dirty, his portion of the desk. That is, for better or for worse. The full extent of my memory of Stephen that year at Franklin Elementary School in Santa Monica, California, where the sign out front read, be a friend, not a bully. I heard stories about him from friends as we got older, but I wasn't around to witness things firsthand. I switched to a different school after 6th grade. What to make of this now, 25 years later? We were all grimy kids at some point, of course, with sticky hands and short attention spans, but it is at least poetic that Stephen was bent on building a nonsensical wall even back then, a wall that had more to do with what lay inside him than what lay beyond. He thought he was trying to keep out the chaos of the world, when really he was looking for a way to explain away the chaos on his side of the desk, for that was where chaos had always been. So, are you trying to tell me that that's like a metaphor for Mexico and America? Sorry, are you there? And that America has so much chaos and we're trying to like project it onto Mexico? You gotta be kidding me. Again, the left loves to hate America. This doesn't make sense. Only in America could they put out this sort of propaganda. Only in America could they do this. If they were somewhere else, they would be put in jail. In jail. Worst case, assassinated. And I don't advocate any of that. But where is their line of thinking here? Please. And then they got the stupid little sign that says, be a friend, not a bully. Of course everyone should be friends. No one should be a bully. Being a bully is not good. And then this guy writes and studies philosophy in Wisconsin. And he lectured at Harvard. I don't know if I really believe if this John F. Mueller actually believes this. I wonder what the comments say. If there are any, or if it'll let me see them, which I don't think it will. Because there's probably no comments. Because who would want to... I read it, and I feel stupider for it, but it is what it is. So, yeah, guys. This is another garbage article, propaganda from the left. Don't buy it, don't believe it. This was the Daily Dialogue. See you soon.